Good morning, what's shaking, what's happening? Welcome back to Tasty Bites Timeless Travels. Today's day 109 of our Holland America cruising around the world. And today we find ourselves in, I think it's Olbia, Sardinia, our last stop in Italy. Come join us for this very windy day. I should have checked the weather report. I am short sleeves, flip-flops, shorts, and all that fun stuff. I'm going to have to go back and change. We do not have major plans for this city today. It's a very small stop. Everybody, the final shuttle's at 1 o'clock. It's a bunch of McDonald's, but everything else is very expensive, but it looks like it's going to be a nice place to walk around. The big deal today is Beth, the President of Holland America. Her Q&A is today, and it's a formal night. So, without further ado, let's get this day started. And first off, let me change clothes, and then we'll get this day started. Alright, welcome to Sardinia. We honestly have zero plans around except for as far as I said, there's a big main pedestrian street, and that's what we're going to walk around. And maybe try to hit up one of the 6 McDonald's in this area. Drop us off at a beautiful park area. So, very small port day, so not enough time to do a lot of things, and everything was sold out. So, let's see what we find to do. Something I've noticed about Italy, you get on these streets that look like they're pedestrian streets, but then cars start driving down them. Not a lot of traffic, but just enough to make you think you're going to get run over. Also, where we're in this little pedestrian area, this little side street thing, wind's not nearly as bad. So, but there's still a chill in the air. Beautiful weather other than that, but not as much wind. Managed to find the grocery store for this nice little town, so we're gonna go in and see what it's like. You know us, we love a good grocery store. the day. First off, it's insanely windy outside. And he said that. He said, we're going to pull into some strait and it's going to be really bad. And I think I'm going to close the outside decks. He wasn't kidding. But as far as the rest of the day, I don't know how to say it, Sardinia, really, really nice to putter around through. We really liked it. Really hated we didn't have a longer day. We were talking. Naples, extremely packed. It was Easter Monday. Rome, extremely packed. Rome is always packed, but then you have the death of the Pope. It probably played into it. Today was the first day we could enjoy Italy. Just stroll, take in the atmosphere, take in the architecture, look at the menus, smell the coffee, that sort of deal. The supermarket, fantastic, super clean, so nice to get around. I bought some paprika Pringles because everybody's been getting them, and I'm just dying to see what they taste like. But super, super nice town. Really wish we were there till 3 o'clock instead of basically 1 o'clock, because we would have gotten lunch out, just because it was such a nice atmosphere. That gelato I got, that shop owner was so nice. He was playing an ABBA Greatest Hits CD or album, or he's probably streaming it, whatever it was. And noticed that C was really enjoying it and dancing and stuff, and so he turned it up, so that she could just have a nice time dancing in the streets of Sardinia, Italy. So super, super nice town. Really, really great time. Highly, if it's ever on an itinerary, it's just a nice place to walk around. As far as the rest of the day, today was the big Q&A and announcements from Holland's president. The 2027 Grand Voyage. I'm not so much into Grand Voyages as far as the world ones, but let me tell you, they're introducing for their other one, not the world, but the other specialty one. Next year it's Australia, New Zealand. The year after it's emphasis on South America and Antarctica for that grand. It looked amazing. They're going to keep them on the smaller ships, the Volendam and the Zandam, so that way they can go into all these different ports and stuff, but looks really, really good. The Q&A was exactly what I expected after being to coffee chats. A lot of the same questions came back up, especially the ones about why is clergy not on the board for the short ones. And this guest, this lady, she always takes it from a standpoint of, I'm fine, I'm going to take my business elsewhere, but how dare you do that to the crew? To the point Beth had to say, well, we polled the crew and it didn't seem like a problem, but we'll poll them again and find out, sort of deal. There was a couple of very aggravated questions where she basically brushed them off and said thank you for your feedback, because they were just kind of looking to go at her into a fight. She had a couple that she was like, oh, I appreciate that feedback, we'll take note and we'll take a look at it. But it's still a cool experience. What other companies do you know have their president sit down and have a random Q&A with guests? So that was the day. Tonight, it's a formal night, so we got to get in our fancy clothes. I've been in this hat all day because the wind's bin so bad. It's a beautiful sail away, by the way. And it's the cakewalk night, and it's some shadow people. I thought it was supposed to be flamenco dancers, but apparently it's not. Some shadow people, so we'll see how the rest of the day goes. But one thing's for certain, we're going to get all gussied up and hit a fancy dinner. See you there. All right, appetizers here on our formal night. See, got a shocker shrimp cocktail. The bottom is some garlic aioli, which I find strange with shrimp cocktail, but Joe went ahead and brought her some cocktail sauce because he figured that she probably wasn't going to eat it. And for me, I got the soup. Now, this is a creamy artichoke carrot soup. You know I love my Holland soups. Speaking of Holland soups, some dude in the Q&A is very, he went off about how terrible these soups are, and cream-based and powder-based and this, that, and the other, to the point that the president had to cut them off. I don't know what he's talking about. I love the Holland soups, dude. Back off about the soups. They're good. All right. Entrees have arrived. So you got the beef tenderloin and shrimp tonight. That is looking pretty delicious. For me, I wanted to try this. They popped this on the menu last minute. It's an asparagus risotto. I like asparagus, I like risotto, so I thought I'd give it a go. This is a very small portion because I also got the steak and shrimp tonight. Now, I had them cook my tenderloin to medium well because it seems like if I ask for any other thing, it comes out basically raw. So we're going to see how this one's cooked. just going to go ahead and call it a night. Dinner was good. It was a good evening. It was formal night. The risotto was really good. I'm not really into Holland's peppercorn tenderloin. The seasoning's just too much for me, but the risotto and the shrimp was really, really good. I really wish I would have just gotten risotto and shrimp. Seas was good. We played a little in the casino. I don't know why people think it is okay to come over and start talking to you and asking questions and touching the machine. It has been my biggest pet peeve on this cruise. I understand there's not a lot of professional gamblers or seasoned gamblers on this cruise, but I just don't understand that. But, whatever. And then tonight was the cakewalk. We walked around. It was really strange. I don't quite understand what its purpose was. They set up 3 stations, one in Billboard, one in Rolling Stone, and one in the Ocean Bar. And they put out desserts, and it was the same desserts in all 3 locales. It was like 6 different varieties, but no one really knew what you had. They might have gotten it later, but when we went by, they couldn't tell us anything. We had to recognize it or taste it. And that was it. It was, so I'm not sure what the concept of it was, unless it was just special dessert hour. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. But otherwise, it was a really great day. The Q&A was good. They're supposed to put it up on the television. They haven't quite done it yet, because we only listened to part of it. And so I am intrigued as to what the rest of it was, because we ended up leaving Billboard because the questions were starting to get so great. The very first question was somebody asking how tariffs affect cruising, and it's that's not what she's here to talk about. I don't know. There were some off-the-wall questions, but that was day. But tomorrow's a big day. First off, we're in Barcelona. It's our very last overnight of the cruise. I don't really know what we're going to do in Barcelona. There is a complimentary shuttle tomorrow, but due to the cruise port traffic, there will not be one the next day. We will meet up with Volendam tomorrow. So tomorrow is also the Grand Meetup. With all of those events, there's a lot of nighttime activities tonight for it. So I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know. I think we're going to take the free shuttle out to the World Trade Center and walk around out there tomorrow, and then see what we feel like doing the next day in Barcelona. Tomorrow will be 4 of 6 port days in a row, and honestly, we're just getting tired. We're getting real drained. It's just a lot, and then you go out and you end up spending a lot of money, and we're towards the tail end of the cruise, so we're towards the tail end of the savings for everything, and and you sit there and you think, is this really worth it? I mean, which I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. And, looking back at things, but Barcelona is one of those, I know this sounds crazy. It's a bonus stop for us. We never thought about going to Barcelona, and the big draw for us is going to be the Grand Meetup. So I truly don't know what we're going to do in Barcelona. Everybody says go see the church. Then beyond that, they just tell us it's a very nice city to walk around in. So we will see for ourselves tomorrow. So, and then there's a drone show and all kinds of cool stuff for the Grand Meetup. So to keep following us around, just hit that notification button, subscribe, all that fun social stuff as we keep making our way around this final push of our Holland America cruise around the world. Have a great night. Bye.